Jo, you see the spirit, you know. Anything else suggested, follow it. So that's what I'm going to follow.
I'll take it as it.
Oh. Alright guys, let's settle down please. I have quite a bit to just chat through about this morning before we even start into anything for today. So morning task has or is a little bit different as well as your Acrobat assignments that you guys are receiving right now. So I'm just gonna gonna come around and hand that out to you guys, but this assignment was also available on your Learn portal for you guys already. So I'm handing it out to you now, but I will go through it formally at 9. So when everybody is in, but this is so that you all have your copies if you want to start. So just as a little bit of context as to how Acrobat is going to work and why we needed you guys to come in today, Acrobat is not a long assignment. If you look at your due date, it's set to the 11th, which is Monday. Okay, your assignment is due on Monday. That is because if you guys take the chance to read through it, you are not actually doing anything but making your Illustrator brand identity interactive. Adding buttons, adding links, adding videos, everything that we did over the past 2 days. That is why it is a short assignment. Now, I haven't had anyone fail this assignment. I don't want anybody to get silly marks for this assignment either. This is something you can easily get 100% for because it's all based off interactive buttons, which takes you like 2 minutes to set up. Hence why we are giving you guys the whole of today's lesson to do that. Now, in terms of morning tasks and so on, I do have it up here that you guys are to work on that assignment. If you are done for whatever reason and you are happy to hand that in, you may. Submission area is open, but you can also continue to work on your Photoshop assignment. As I did say, I will go through the Acrobat brief with you guys at 9 when the rest of the class gets in, but it is there for you guys to have a read through. As far as Acrobat goes, besides the assignment brief, I have one last feature to show you guys. That's going to take around 5 minutes or so, not something that you really have to follow along for this, but it's just to make you aware. Current assignments, you guys have your Photoshop and your Acrobat as well. And then under continuous assignments, I've added in something new. Next week, do you guys know what module you're starting? Advanced InDesign. So you're starting a new module, not a new software, but rather a new side of InDesign itself. So what I've got up here is for you guys to kind of do during the course of today, Monday, over the weekend, so that you're not completely unaware of what's going to be happening next week, is to go and research online and find examples of businesses and companies that make use of interactive documents, where you are able to physically work with buttons on the website, where there's built-in animations. You'd find things like MTN, Vodacom, Mr. Price will have online catalogs that have that built-in animation. This is just to give you guys some clue and an idea as to what it is you're going to be learning how to do next week or over the course of next week. So it's kind of just to get you guys thinking so that you are aware of what you guys are going to be expecting and covering next week. All right, so that is what I've got for you guys today. At 9 o'clock, I will brief you guys on the Acrobat assignment, answer any questions, show you guys your examples as well, and I will be here to assist you guys as you are working, should you need any help with certain elements, making buttons, adding in links, or you have certain ideas that you want to apply. All right, do you guys have any questions about what we're going to be doing today? Okay, so I'm going to leave you guys now around until 9, and then I will check back in and we will go through that Acrobat assignment together. Okay, so you guys know what to do. I'll see you in a bit. And happy Friday, by the way. I feel like this week went way too fast. Design sign. I do.
I'm saying, I'm not saying. Yeah. What is it? Then I have some. You're right. But it's fine. You see, that makes sense. I'm not you one time. I want to sit there. Let me come with me. I was gonna sign out. Yeah. Like, we don't like this guy. We don't want this guy.
All right, guys, so if I can have your attention now to go through this assignment with you and also just finish up the last bits of Acrobat. So as I did mention, I have one more element there to show you. It's more or less just making you aware of it rather than something that you need to do for the assignment. That's just to finish off our objectives as well, and then to go through the Acrobat assignment with you guys. Has everyone received a brief? Okay, so anyone who doesn't have it, okay, just good. So whoever comes in will just need to come and get this from me, but digital copy is online as well. So before I can get into the actual assignment, to kind of complete the entire chat on Acrobat, this is just a feature, as I said, for you to be aware of. It's another way of editing your files as far as the design goes, and it's mainly on the newer versions of Acrobat. But essentially, because you guys very conveniently also did Adobe Express this week as well, and you are familiar with how to work with Adobe Express, the latest feature that has come through with Acrobat is the ability to actually have your Acrobat file or your PDF open up in Adobe Express. That gives you the Express editing tools, where you can be a lot more creative. It's a lot more easier to edit, and you more or less have just more options with fonts and settings and imagery compared to what we saw inside of Acrobat itself. So if you are ever in the need of quickly needing to edit a PDF and you require just a little bit more control over the image placement, adding in new images, changing the font to something a bit better, then through Acrobat itself, you have an option, and you may have seen this here in your all tools, but you have an option called Stylize PDF. Fairly new, as in 2026. Essentially, what happens here is when I click on that, it actually converts it into a cloud file. When you do use this, it goes onto Adobe Express and it stays there. It does not update in Acrobat. You are sacrificing the physical PDF file, but it does add itself straight into Adobe Express for you to be able to work on it. So once it's a cloud document, it stays a cloud document. You would need to export it as a PDF again, should you need to work on it in Acrobat and do the interactivity. But I thought this was a nice feature purely because it tends to break up everything within this design a lot more better than Acrobat does. You have access to fonts, a wider variation of fonts, and it's overall a lot more visual when it comes to editing and working with your designs, especially with image placement as well. So it is quite nice to know about the fact that you can open up your PDFs into CC Express and you can work with it a lot more visually as well. It just adds another level of control to the design. The only thing about this is once it's on CC Express, it is a cloud document. It is not a PDF anymore that updates in Acrobat. If you do any changes in here, you would have to download as a PDF again. That's what it does. If it doesn't have the stylize option, then it might just be the version that you're on or even the theme itself. So in some cases, it can also be hidden in one of the settings. Now, this is purely here to show you guys. However, as I did mention at the beginning, you're not meant to be fully editing these PDFs inside of Acrobat, which kind of brings me to your assignment and a few things that I'd want you guys to consider. So as far as your Acrobat assignment goes, we asked you guys yesterday, of course, just to make sure that you've got your Illustrator assignment on you, because Acrobat is based off of Illustrator. Hence why it is a very short assignment and we are giving you guys today to work on it, because you are not making an entirely new document. You are taking what you've done from Illustrator and you are adding in your interactive buttons and hyperlinks through Acrobat. Now, at this stage, you guys can use the opportunity to fix up pieces within your identity guide, fix up fonts and layouts. Go in and create your contents page. Where should you be creating your contents page? In Acrobat or Illustrator or InDesign? InDesign. So you need to take the time to go back into InDesign where you created your brand identity and make your contents page. Set up what your button icons are going to look like, what your little contact information icons are going to look like. You are meant to edit your assignment, bring that in as a PDF, and add your interactivity through Acrobat itself. Purely because you have a lot more control over formatting, placement in your documents as well. All right. So I don't want to see us trying to put together the contents page in Acrobat. You're not going to get the same level as control with your fonts, your leading, and your settings. So you do need to add to this file now. So let's go through the assignment because it does chat about that. So for Acrobat itself, you guys are to create that interactive PDF based off your brand identity guide. You need to incorporate the following: a contents page. So when you've got sections in your brand identity, I need a contents page, a button that takes me to your logo development, a button that takes me to your color breakdown, your font breakdown. Every section needs to have a contents page link, and all of those need to be hyperlinked. When I click on it, it should take me to the correct place. You need to also have a contact us page. So one of the things that we went through together was linking up emails, linking up phone numbers, social media, YouTube links. You need to have a page so that when someone wants to contact you, they have a list of options that they can go through via little icons that we did together. You then need to use at least 2 other navigation features. So contents page and contact us, it's a must. You need to incorporate those inside of your brand identity. To add on to the interactivity, you are then to have a use of 2 other features that make use of buttons. For example, a home button that takes me back to the contents page, making use of bookmarks or next and previous page buttons. That is your choice, but you need 2 more interactive features. Moving on from that, you need to also incorporate a link to a video that complements your brand. This is to be inserted anywhere within the PDF. However, it needs to be appropriate. So when you guys are adding in your buttons, you are adding in your clickable links, you must make sure that it fits within your design appropriately. It needs to fit within your style and your theme, even if that means customizing your buttons a bit so that it's pertaining to your brand. For example, some of you are working with clothing, having little buttons that are maybe tiny shoes or little t-shirts or little baseball caps. That's that level of customization. So it should fit tastefully into your brand and it should make sense as well. Don't make your video link something random that I could miss. It needs to be obvious as well. A separate page where you put your video in, a little play icon in the corner that symbolizes video. So you need to kind of think about that on how you're going to logically add in your navigation elements in a way that makes sense and is also obvious to the reader that those are clickable buttons. Feel free, so this is also here for you guys, to add more pages to your brand guide. If you had more mock-ups that you created and you didn't include, if you had more elements that you want to showcase, you are welcome to add more to this brand guide. Some of you might want to add a couple more pages as well to this with either your logos or your mock-ups. So you are able to go back and add more to that assignment. So as far as what is required from you, that is listed out in your brief. Do you guys have any questions about this?
Do we have to add security to the?
Do you need to add security? You do not need to add security to this. All right, so you don't need to pass or protect your files for this assignment. So as you guys are working through this, you are, of course, now going to be going back and designing new elements to put in. A contents page, a contact us page. You might be designing your little navigation buttons. Keep in mind your design principles when you are making those pages. They need to fit in with your brand. And as it says here, incorporate your elements tastefully so that it complements your brand layout. As far as submission requirements go, all we need from you guys is a PDF of your interactive brand guide on the Learn portal. So as you guys are working, hit save, and then you submit that same PDF back to us. If you have any issues uploading, you may send through WeTransfer, depending on how you add in your videos or how you choose to add in your navigation buttons. Or if you're adding in more pages, your file size might end up being larger than what you started off with. So keep that in mind. If it is larger and you aren't able to upload, you are welcome to add in a transfer. All right. And that is to be due on the 11th of May. Okay. Any other questions from you guys? So again, look at your elements as you're incorporating. When you guys are adding in your video, make sure it makes sense to your brand as well. This is a video that you can collect off YouTube. If you find something off on TikTok, for example, then you are able to link that into your file. If you guys require any assistance for this throughout the day, help with linking, help with videos, please let me know and I can come and help you guys and sort you out. All right. So I did show you guys a few examples at the start of Acrobat itself, where I did show you some interactivity that past students have done, but just more as a visual recap to give you guys an understanding of more or less what we are expecting from you. Let's go through one or two more examples. So this is an example of a previous student. This is Roxanne, and she's done her interactive brand guide. For her, she's chosen to add in her little video link at the bottom, and she's got her next page buttons nice and tastefully in the corner. They match her design. They are not large, taking up too much space on the document. It's not a different style and format where it's kind of standing out harshly in the design. She's made sure to include the fact that it fits the theme and personality of her brand. So we need to take that extra care of stylizing your buttons and how you choose to add in your interactivity. So as I go through this, when I click on these buttons, they should take me to the correct pages. Your table of contents, as you can see, designed and recreated in a way that fits the brand. Design principles still considered with contrast, repetition in our use of brand fonts. So you must not forget all of that when creating your table of contents. When you are linking up your elements, make sure that they work. Create your links and test them. Often what happens is students will create the button, but they forget to link it, or they link it to the wrong page. You need to go back and make sure that your buttons are going to the correct area. She's added in a home button as well. So think about the experience that someone would have when going through your document. If you have a button that's taking them to page 15, how easy is it for them to get back to the contents page? Or do I now have to scroll back to that? If that's so, then that's not ease of use with your document. It's not efficient or effective to go through. So think about that as you guys are adding in your interactivity with your buttons. Make sure that as you guys are adding that into your document, that they are consistent as well. They shouldn't be jumping across the page and changing location. They need to be consistent throughout the design. So you would go through your file, identify where you want to add in your navigation elements. There's her contents page, her contact us element at the end, where she's chose to link her Facebook, her Instagram, and her Twitter. And she's also got that again, as well as her phone number elements. So I am able to click on that and it'll actually load up her email. It'll take me to her Facebook. It'll take me to her Instagram. So you need to decide what contact information you want to put on there. All right. So that's one example for you guys to think about. And another interesting use of contents page. You guys have actually seen this brand before when you were starting with Illustrator. Now you can see how she made that interactive. It was quite a fun and interesting brand to look at. Her contents page fits her bubblegum theme. She's still got that bright pink element. She's still got that bubbly font. Each of these elements are linked. She's got her navigation buttons as well, nice and tastefully included. So all of it formatted to fit her theme and her brand as well. And she's taken the care to make sure that it matches and it's consistent all around. I mean, she's got her contact information as well. I can tell these are working and they are set up because as I hover over it, I'm able to see the link that is attached to that. And I'm also able to click on that. Okay, so as you guys are deciding on your contents page, deciding on your navigation buttons and your icons, be creative about it. Stylize your elements so that they fit within your brand. Be creative with how you lay out your contents page, how you stylize your fonts as well. An interesting example that I thought I'd bring up to you guys, just for the contents page. This had to do with food, organic food. His contents page is set up as a little tree, little apple tree. And each little apple takes him to a certain section within his brand guide. So you guys are allowed that level of creativity with regards to this assignment and setting up the contents, setting up your buttons and designing them, as well as your contact us page. So let that creativity come through. Don't get stuck in a bubble and work with what you already have. Go back and make your slight tweaks and changes. Incorporate your elements tastefully. All right. All good to get started. Any last questions? So I will be walking around. I will be chatting to you guys and just reminding you of certain areas as the day goes by. But as I said, any questions, let me know and I'll come and I'll help you guys. All right. So you know what you've got to work on for the rest of today. Please make use of this time wisely. I don't want to see you guys sitting on your phones with your screen off and you're not doing anything. Use the time wisely. All right. Okay. Hey guys, just to kind of break your attention for a second, as usual with every assignment, checklist has been added onto your Learn portal as well. So please make sure that is something you fill in when you are ready to submit. And that's it from me for now. Okay, so that is up for you guys to download. Okay. Hey guys, if I can just have your attention for a couple of minutes. I just want to kind of give you guys some guidance on one of the continuous activities that are up on the morning task with regards to just researching and preparing for next week's module. So I am going to kind of put these on the Learn portal as well for you guys to visit, but I want to just give you guys some guidance there so that you know what to expect. Darshan next week will of course show you more examples, but this is kind of to get you guys thinking throughout the weekend as well. How's it going, guys? Very good. All right. So if I can have your attention for this 5 or so minutes, I want to kind of give you guys some guidance over one of the activities that was on the morning task, which was you guys just researching and looking for some examples based on what's going to happen in the week's module. So I've got examples that I'm going to show you guys. I will also make this up in the live portion for you to have a look at over the weekend, but we'll be doing a full-on discussion on that. This is kind of just to give you guys an idea of what to expect and also something to think about because more or less will have a sign based on advanced design. Okay, cool. So as a little bit of kind of peek into next week. Now, advanced InDesign is not going to be us teaching you how to now go and use InDesign, work with text and pages and imagery and all of that. Rather, advanced InDesign is going to focus on interactivity. So the similar things that we did in Acrobat, setting it up in InDesign instead. Doing interactive buttons in InDesign, making fillable forms in InDesign, and also looking at a layer of animation where you can go and animate your documents. So this is where more or less people would create things like portfolios for themselves that showcase their work, digital presentations, anything that's a catalog, for example, anything that's online and digital that has that form of interactivity and animation. So some of these examples are off Behance, but I thought I'd just bring them up and show you guys what people have been doing using InDesign. So all of this is not done with multiple different pieces of software. It is all done through Adobe InDesign, where someone sits down, sets up the static layout, and then goes and applies animation. And all of it is viewed online. So it's not a PDF or anything in particular. It's going to be a different file format that you guys will be introduced to. But overall, it's pretty exciting to be able to go and do transitions, animations, buttons, all through InDesign. So everything can be done within one area. So this is an example of a brand guide that someone did. This is off Behance. And every little element within this is animated, right? It is not complicated animations. In fact, can't even believe how easy it is to actually do these. I won't tell you how just yet. You'll see it next week. But all of this is all interactive. You have elements that can be moving while someone is going through it. It kind of looks like a website in that sense, but it's not. It's almost a catalog of sorts or another brand guide. So these are also clickable as well. Transitions for products. You can imagine doing a product catalog out of this for your brands, shoes, skincare products, services. There's little download buttons in here, sections that I can navigate between. It is kind of like a website. It functions almost similar to a website, except you can't go and buy things off of it because it is just a document in that sense. So these are all little features and effects that you can set up through InDesign itself, where you have the ability to do something called a state, where you can change versions of what people are looking at. Maybe they want to see what your t-shirt looks like in red, what it looks like in blue. All of that can be set up through InDesign. I don't need to go and do any fancy coding. I don't need to make a website for that. All visual pieces. If I want to do a little gallery page as well. So this is probably, besides Photoshop, one of my favorite things to go and do, which is make InDesign documents interactive because it's just fun. It's fun when things happen and move on screen. It's more visual that way. It's something that can catch attention more, something that engages people more as well. And you guys will be able to basically do this and set this up on your own, create your own little catalogs instead of going into something like Adobe Express, where you only have limited features. InDesign supports all of that. So that's an example of a brand guide. Here's another example of a portfolio. So I wanted to show you guys this because portfolios is something, of course, you guys are developing and you're working on. Behance is a good portfolio option, but once you guys go through advanced InDesign, you can also make an interactive portfolio. This is something worth perhaps using for presentations as well, which I hope you haven't forgot about. Presentations is still something that is going to happen, but why go into PowerPoint when you can do everything through InDesign? And again, it functions very similar to a website. It even looks like a little website. So this person has their portfolio, little projects area. And inside of that, I can click on these things. I can go into them. I can get more information. So you guys will kind of be taken through this process of creating your own interactive InDesign files, creating your own buttons and pages, uploading them as well. And we'll also be showing you the transitions and the animation side of things. But this is more or less along the lines of what you guys can expect for next week. There will also be a level of video that you'll be adding into this as well. As I said, very similar to Acrobat, but it's a lot more specific. You have a lot more finer control over what you can do, but it's going to be a very similar instance of buttons, except now with animations added in. So all of this is very accessible for you to also view through InDesign as well. This is a little catalog, little map icon as well, interactive buttons. And all very simple illustrations and options that you can set up within InDesign itself. So that is more or less what you guys can expect next week. I will share these links with you so that you can also have a look at them on these laptops, actually go through them, see how the interactivity works. And overall, it's going to be a very exciting and fun couple of days next week. Okay. All right. So just to give you guys some food for thought, something to think about, because as I said, your assignment, you will be creating an interactive catalog for yourself. So you can kind of gather some ideas from this and inspiration as well. All right. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. I'll let you know when this is up on the Learn portal. But yeah. All right. So you guys can continue from there. Yeah. No.
Hey guys, I checked you guys very quickly. We have some announcements that I want to go through. So let me please have your attention. So whatever you're working on, just save that and then just pay attention to these points that I want to put across to you. All right. So first of all, regarding your results, of course, you've gone through, I think, 2-3 practicals now, 2 of which are made available. Your results are going to be posted today on your Learn portal. You're going to have access to a new course. That new course is going to be called DCD Results for 2026 first semester, right? When you click in there, you'll be able to see your result sheet. It's all on your Learn portal. Okay, so check later on today, maybe around 3-4 o'clock, and you'll see that it has been updated there accordingly. Right, so that's been sent both to yourselves and your payees. So if that's what your parents as well, so that is them being included as well. So they're gonna know. They're gonna learn. All right, good. Then I want to chat to you about your assessment plan, because this is a bit of a different document from your schedule, but you can find it in a similar area. You'll see here under your welcome area, you go down, there's your training schedule. Below that is your assessment plan. Your assessment plan talks about how your assessments are technically broken up in the year and the marks that you'll need to get for you to be competent or for you to complete your course. All right. So we have all of the list of the modules that there are assessments for the first semester here. the examinations that you're writing, so both for graphic, the written exam and the practical, you would have seen that already in your schedule. Also, we've indicated the pass mark. We've indicated how it actually contributes towards your final mark and how you need to be able to pass all of the different components. When I say all, it means you have to pass your test, you have to pass your assignment, you have to pass your exam. Right, your test is like your quiz, right? For you to, of course, pass that entire module. We've got some important information here that has already been communicated here and there with you with regards to your penalties and how we are deducting for any late submissions as well. We've gone in ahead and put information here regarding your tests, if there's a supplementary test, the cost for that as well. Your process for submissions as well, for assignments, how that's going to be communicated on your result sheets, as well as any other important information that is regarding your pass marks and assessments and submissions. All right. Very, very important for you to go into this document. If you don't go into it and then at the end of the semester or the year, you are telling me I didn't know about it, this is the onus is on you for you to go through this document and also show this to your parents so they are also made aware of how you are being assessed for the year. Make sense? Very important document for you to go into. Right. Then we also got information here about the Adobe Certified Professional Qualification. I chatted to you guys all about that at the beginning of the year, where you will also have a chance to do that examination as well. Of course, you need to pass your KELA certification for you to get entrance into that exam. All right, that exam, the finer details about that and the pass mark and how we are covering that cost for you and all of that is all in this information. So go ahead and read it. This is going to be particularly important at the end of the year when you are complete with everything and then you're deciding to take this examination. So regarded as optional because some of you might not want to. All right. Makes sense. What are y'all doing this afternoon? You're reading this document. Okay, then with regards to your Acrobat assignment, of course, you are working on that today. It is due on Monday. So if you don't have the software on your computer, you technically only have today and tomorrow. And by tomorrow, we are only open from 8 to 12. So if you want to come in and work, make the provisions to do so. Because on Monday, you're not going to have a lot of time to complete this assignment, right? It's good to get it out of the way. Spend the time here after class today or come in tomorrow. Trust me, in like 2 hours, even on a Saturday, you will be able to complete it. All right. Okay. Then I think that's it. You know, of course, we are encouraging you guys that don't have software to come in on a Saturday. And that's something that we've been chatting to you all about. So these are the points we wanted to put across to you. So remember now, assessment plan. You guys need to go through that. It's made available on your Learn portal. Results are going to be out today. So you will see that also on your Learn portal as well. And your submission for Acrobat. All right. Makes sense. We're happy. We should be happy because we're submitting an assignment that we're working on today. It's not going to be taken as 2 weeks, isn't it? How good. Want to do any earlier? You have to.